If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. So yesterday I brought you up to the top of this hill and I showed you this overlook over here. I'm not quite to the top today. I'll get up there in just a minute. In order to get up here, you have to travel up this path. This is actually a path. They've marked it off with stones. They stack stones up and then show you that's the trail. There's actually advertised trails here in New Mexico at this BLM. That's all the marker is. It's just some stones. And so anyway, Carolyn tried to come up today. She made it about that far and decided it wasn't worth it because these stones, they just slip right up from underneath you. And every time she'd take a step, she'd start slipping downhill. And you know, she's 57. I'm not saying that she's old, but she's getting to a point, you know, her back doesn't work so good. I'm 47. My left knee has been bothering me for several months, and I know what did it. I was stuck in the camper all winter long in Missouri, and it just got stiff and tired, and now every time I try to climb one of these hills, I don't move as fast as I used to. This is what I imagine everybody fantasizes, is being able to trek these trails. And you know, I saw a family try to come up here yesterday, two small boys. I would say one was 10, the other was 6 or 7, maybe 8. And the boys were doing really good, but I watched Mom, and I think she just stopped at one point and just stayed there where the boys could come on up. But this is where the adventure is, and this is what everybody wants to see. Boy, you got to be in good shape to do it. So keep that in mind, that if this is what your imagination is trying to tell you, that it takes a lot of work. I'm out of breath right now, but this is where it's at up here, because now when you look around, you see the beauty just for miles. Last night there was a smoke advisory. Now we're in near Grants, New Mexico. You'll have to look that up on the map. I'll show you a little picture here. And there's a wildfire going on in Woodbury, Arizona. And I tried to Google it, and it's like 375 miles away. But they had a wind advisory and a smoke advisory. That's not clouds that you're seeing. That's smoke. Well, that night, it was dark. I got my big spotlight out to take a look, and it was like fog. Very smoky. My eyes were watering. So in the advisory, it said close your windows. So last night we kind of had to suffer through some warmer temperatures until it cooled down. It cooled down into the 40s, but it was in the 80s when we had to shut the windows. The other thing you want to be cautious about when you get out here is that you got plenty of water with you. I carry 2 bottles. When I finish the first bottle, I turn around and I start coming back. 1 bottle out, 1 bottle back. But it's easy to get lost out here, real easy. At least over in the East Coast, they have markers everywhere, but there's no markers out here. Just those stack of rocks, and when those stack of rocks fall over, you're not really sure where to go. What it is, it's a national conservation area, but it's ran by the Bureau of Land Management. And for the first time in my life, a ranger came out, you know, the rangers that actually carry firearms. He came out, gave me a survey, and wanted to know what I thought of the campground. Was it clean? Was it patrolled enough? Just a whole list of questions. Guy was super nice. You'd almost think, the way he was treating me, that I was paying a private company. You know, private companies always treat you better than government. My experience with rangers is, we don't want you here, but we have to let you stay here. But that wasn't the case with this guy. He wanted to make sure it was okay that BBQ Pit had some ashes in it, or did I want him to clean them out? Oh wow, that's incredible. he started talking about different things. He asked me if I built the fire ring. Here, there are rules that say you cannot build fire rings. You have to use the fire rings that are given to you. There was one made. And I said, no, I didn't make it. He said, yeah, it looks kind of old. I didn't think you did. You know, he's not big on giving tickets out. He'd like to give warnings out. So he said he's going to have to come back and remove that fire ring. The other thing is you're not allowed to move rocks around. You're not allowed to pick them up and move them out of location. And I asked him specifically, does that mean I'm not allowed to climb the hills? And he used that same quote that you hear all the time. Leave only footprints, take only pictures. You know, so when your foot knocks a rock, that's a footprint. But you're not allowed to pick a rock up, move it, and use it. Now, I tell you, he does a really good job keeping this place picked up. He has an air freshener in the bathroom that sprays every now and then. Man, that is just incredible. Look at that. But like I said, you got to climb to get up to see this. You wouldn't have saw this on from the campground. And so he's got air freshener spraying, and he cleans the bathroom. There's a bear-proof trash can. But he said, have you seen the camper over there in that tent? I said, no, I haven't seen him. He said, yeah, she was here Monday. Now this was, Friday when he talked to me. And he said, boy, I hope she comes back and gets that stuff, because I hate, having to take stuff away. And you can see the frustration in his face. He was just aggravated by it. And I've seen this before. I've seen it a lot. Usually, almost every campground we've been to, you will see someone who has abandoned their stuff. And they expect the maids, the rangers, to come out and clean it up. And I think this is what really causes problems with the campgrounds is people just have no respect for campgrounds. I mean, I never expected to come out to the desert here in New Mexico and to see an established campground with bathrooms and air fresheners, and hand sanitizers and bear-proof trash cans, and it's all free. Never expected it. Switch you back around so you can see what I'm seeing. Yeah, this was worth the walk. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.